What truck has one of the best resale values, best reliability, some of the highest ratings from the automotive press? Well, it's not a trick question. It's probably pretty obvious to anybody who knows anything about trucks. Today, we're talking about a 2015 Toyota Tacoma. My name is Joe from Way Scarff Ford Isuzu. Let's dive in. This is a nice example that we acquired for our inventory. It's about 10 years old, in great condition inside and out. These things are just amazing as far as reliability goes. Toyota has that magic formula for making trucks that can go many hundreds of thousands of miles and still retain an amazing resale value. Take a look on Craigslist. See what people are asking for, used Tacomas and used Toyota pickups with 200,000-300,000 miles on them. It's crazy how much money they are. But people know that even with 200,000 or 300,000 miles on them, they still have the potential to probably go another 100,000 miles. That's why people just don't have issues forking over a decent amount of chunk and change for something like this with many hundreds of thousands of miles. Luckily, this doesn't have that. Luckily, this has well under 100,000 miles. The Tacoma features this awesome composite bed liner. We have storage compartments for tie downs. We have adjustable tie downs as well. And then there's integrated tie downs in the bottom, very well thought out. This one has the 4.5-foot bed and the 4-door model, making it a great family vehicle. Decent amount of space back here for a smaller truck. Then you can pull the seat forward, and then we have some storage compartments. A lot of times they put the jack and toolkits and stuff in there. I think it's on the other side. So it's a nice little storage compartment. We have that familiar styling, easy on the eye. More recently, the Tacoma had a complete ground-up redesign. Toyota tends to stretch out the product life on their pickups. I think they probably got well out of 10 years out of the Tacoma platform, maybe even longer before they did a major redesign. But I guess let's not fix what's not broken. So obviously it sold well and it had stellar reliability ratings and stuff like that. So Toyota had no issue keeping it going as long as people were buying it. But eventually, styling, they needed to update it, which is all fine and dandy. The new Tacoma looks nice, but it does not have the simplicity of a naturally aspirated 4 or 6-cylinder now. Now they have turbocharged 4 cylinders, hybrid systems, which make it more fuel efficient, but also makes it more expensive and it makes it more complex. When you have long-term reliability, when you want to keep a vehicle from, well past 100,000 miles, when you have, hybrid systems and batteries and, connecting an electric motor to the transmission, also connected to a gas engine, Toyota does a great job. They're the best in the business at it, but it's going to add more complexity and there's more, the more things you have, the more chances of something breaking. This features this rock solid V6 engine pumping out 236 horsepower, 4 liters. These things are just bulletproof, very reliable. There are many examples of these engines that have gone many hundreds of thousands of miles. It has plenty of power. When properly equipped, you can tow, I think, right around 5,000 or 6,000 pounds, which is pretty good for a vehicle like this. It's not a giant pickup truck. And talking about mileage, this one actually has really low miles, only 42,000 miles. A lot of these 10-year-old Tacomas are gonna have about 100,000 miles, if not more. Most people average 10, 12, 15,000 miles a year. So you do the math. Way below average miles. Interior, exterior in really nice shape. Obviously, this is a simple pickup truck. It's not overly cluttered with luxury, tech, and features. You can get them with more equipment, but remember, there we go again, the more things that you have, the more technology and features, the more things to break. A simple vehicle just tends to be more reliable. We have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel, fog lights, we have traction and stability control, great infotainment system, rear parking camera. You can either get it with a 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder, with either a manual transmission or an automatic. This is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Yes, we are having some typical Pacific Northwest weather. And even though this might look like a 4-wheel drive at a glance, this one is actually 2-wheel drive. Obviously, with plenty of ground clearance and a good off-road, good off-road tires. You can do some light off-roading in this thing. Obviously, you're not going to go rock crawling or technical stuff of a 2-wheel drive model. But why would you want 2-wheel drive versus a 4-wheel drive? Well, if you live in the greater Puget Sound area like we do, it's December and 50 degrees. Usually the average temperature is around 45 degrees out here, so we don't get much lowland snow at all. It's probably been about 2 or 3 years since we've had any meaningful lowland snow. We just have to deal with rain. So a vehicle like this is going to be perfectly fine in our wet, slippery climate. It does have traction and stability control, so it'll do just fine in wet, slippery conditions. So a comparable 4-wheel drive model is going to be thousands of dollars more, $2,000 or $3,000 more. You're going to get worse fuel efficiency. This is going to get about 1 to 2 miles per gallon better than a comparable 4-wheel drive, since you don't have the weight and drag of a 4-wheel drive system. And then maintenance. You don't have a 4-wheel drive system to service. That's going to reduce complexity. less things to go wrong. You're not gonna have to worry about servicing a full drive system. It's not uncommon for common issues of full drive systems is the transfer cases going bad. So obviously that's one thing you're not gonna have to worry about. Obviously, if you drive in the snow or you want to go off-roading, then yeah, you should probably look at a full drive, but it's gonna cost more to buy and it's gonna cost more to own. Well, thanks for taking the time today to watch this video. We are Way Scarff Ford Isuzu in business since 1922, 103 years as of December 2025. Thanks so much for watching. We sell new Fords, new Isuzus, and a very wide variety of pre-owned vehicles, including lots of different brands of pickup trucks. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and we'll see you next time.